Very much, Pyra, and well, thank you very much, Ryder, as well. A fantastic win from Giants. Krepo, talk me through the picks and bans. A lot of focus on those jungle bans. 4 coming out here well, from both teams, and then we saw something we haven't seen in a while, Olaf jungle for Horo on MYM.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow what the Physio was saying over at the caster desk. This entire matchup was played around the top lane, and that started in picks and bans. We saw MYM target some jungles. They were forced to ban Rek'Sai. They really didn't want to play against it. They forced to ban J4 because it was the last strong jungler left. But I feel it's a mistake because you put Frederick on Elise, and he's really comfortable in that. He's shown that in the past. So they gave comfort picks to Giants. That's fine. But then they got the Renekton Jax matchup, and I think that's is where the game was lost immediately for MYM because they were making the wrong decisions.
Explain a little bit more, because it isn't a losing matchup for MYM, and still they didn't manage to do the right things.
So if we go back historically, Renekton would always beat the Jax and be able to all-in burst him when the top laners were still playing Ignite. Now it gets a little difficult when you have Teleport coming in, because Renekton can like solo beat out the Jax, but he can't really kill him. That's where you need the jungler to come in and basically snowball that advantage you have. Horo, in the early game, he was completely invisible. We saw Mimer initially, if we go back to minute 2, we saw Mimer invade on the Elise, because he knew Elise would be alone doing the Gromp, because we know in the Jax Renekton matchup, Jax is very likely to start on Raptors, use that level advantage to TP the lane. I would have very much liked MYM to punish them. Why won't Horo go together with Mimer, kill the Elise, screw over the jungle, and then later on snowball and dive the Jax? In the Renekton Jax matchup, the jungler should always be looking to dive the Jax, stack a big wave, punish him when he's trying to get that CS, because otherwise you let him even out the XP, and eventually, if you get behind once, which they did because of Pepinera's roam, because again, in mid lane people were playing tentative, bot lane people were playing tentative. It was a waiting game until the one moment decided in the top lane, if Jax gets ahead of Renekton, this game's over.
Yeah, you mentioned it as well. Actually, kudos to Pepinero. He was on one of his comfort champions, LeBlanc, but it does take a lot to win that very first game of the LCS, having the confidence to roam up and make those plays happen.
Yeah, you could see that he was basically just playing forward in the lane a little more than Blizer was. I have to give props to Blizer. His first land coming in a strange team. I think around the 7-minute mark he attempted a Charm Flash play. It missed. But I want to just say, like, good on you for trying that, because it's really difficult to come on land. The game is going absolutely standard 50-50. Nobody's doing anything. It's 7 minutes in and he just goes for the flash play. He tried it. It didn't work. Too bad. I just want to give props to him that he actually went for it. In turn, Pepinero later roamed top, killed Renekton, and then from that game, the game was snowballing. Mr. Wallace and Nisbet, where we're sitting back in a losing matchup, a sustained matchup in the bottom. They're not going to do anything. I think even Giants could have pressured that a little more. They have Thresh and Graves against Sivir and Elise. They're both short range. They can get flayed. You have Lantern to bring in the Elise on the bottom lane as well. I just felt a lack of passion, of grinta in Spanish coming from both teams. But then again, we go to the top lane, and that's where the game pretty much was decided.
Languages as well. It doesn't stop with you, does it?
Except play League of Legends.
Coming back to that game, when we were interviewing Mr. Rawls before, he did say he was kind of making excuses already, which I totally understand with a change only yesterday. You know, we're going to see where it's going or trying to be working in that, but it almost seems like they handicapped themselves before going into it.
No, I don't think it's excuses rather than just explanations. From what I could feel from Horo, it felt like in taking out champions away from Frederick, he took out his own champions. He was forced to play Olaf. Not sure if they practiced it a lot or whether it was just a reactionary pick. And he misses his mid lane. Corey is an incredibly potent mid laner. He has really great mechanics. He has a really strong laning phase. Maybe MYM was used to playing around the winning mid lane to snowball into the enemy jungle and then have the Olaf work. But it just felt like Horo was invisible in the early game. And then once he got behind on Olaf, there's almost nothing you can do to come back.
Yeah, definitely have to revise their game plan coming into game 2. On the side of Giants, it went very well for them with their strategy. Were there other elements in their play that would make you think, you know what, there's actually potential in this team to go farther than we might have thought they would?
I think Giants did a lot of the things right, but just slow. You know, like they got the advantage, you got the double sides, don't ward up, they rotated, but there was zero pushback from MYM, so we can't judge how they'll actually react against teams that are trying to like counterplay them constantly, right? And they did something which Giants have done before. They've done the Raptors with Jax before, they've done Jax Renekton matchups, they've snowballed it by ganking it a lot and having the other lanes passive and then just having Pepinero try to win. But we saw in the expansion tournament, when Pepinero gets pushed down in his lane, he would have never made that roam to top lane. The snowball wouldn't have started as quick. A team that is more versed in the Renekton Jax matchup would also know that you have to punish that Jax harder or avoid your Renekton getting behind. And if that doesn't happen, I don't know yet what Giants can do.
Yeah, well, we've seen it was only the first game, and well, good on them at least winning that very first game. We need to go on cooldown, but we'll be right back with more opening day action as the Copenhagen Wolves gear up to face H2K Gaming. Don't go anywhere.
No, something is wrong here. Oh, he might end up dying.
Oh, this is scary. He does get the play down.
Moving it on to Blizzard.
Oh, Pepe flashes for that one. The root goes down. We see the spider come in, sinks the bangs, and that's a kill.
It's just get a few more big ones here, so you can actually deny wards from him and avoid.
Oh, that's going to be a dead Mima Whirl. It flashes forward. That's a double counter-strike. Double kill. Gonna close it out for the triple.